This is the trilogy, people. Match is about to start. Thank you for having me in your living room or on your phone, man. Just chilling with me for this watch party. Maybe some of you guys will watch it later. And for those of you that watch it later, I'm going to do a clock countdown as soon as the fight starts. It's 5-minute rounds. So 4:59, 4:58, 4:57, 4:56, 4:55, 4:54. That's where we are. Conor opens up with a roundhouse kick in the middle of the cage. Of course, McGregor always looks sharp. He looks sharp. Actually, even in the matches he's lost, he always looks sharp in the first couple of minutes. And man, is he killing Dustin's legs. 2 leg kicks. He said he's going to finish this fight in spectacular fashion. Boy, McGregor came out with piss and vinegar, man. And a lot of the fights, McGregor is the one that dominates the center of the octagon. This time, Dustin's pushing back. Usually a lot of people circle. That's a 3rd leg kick. Ooh, right back at him. That was a calf kick, too. That was more accurate. 1-2 by Dustin Poirier. Four minutes left in the round. Lefty versus lefty. It's very, very interesting that Conor, the people that hit him back and that find a way to weather these storms and hit him, happen to be left-handed fighters. Nick Diaz is a left-handed fighter. I think any fighter that has a decent 1-2, you gotta make sure you get him with that 2, because if you don't, you leave your stuff out there and Conor just freaking smokes you. And that left hand is to be respected. Look at Dustin's head movement. That dude's badass. His boxing is badass. And now Conor is on the clinch. Wonder if Conor's going to do some hammer fist, and Dustin has him against the cage, and Conor looks like he's going for a guillotine, but I think it's really just to create a little separation. I don't see Conor submitting Dustin Poirier. Oh, that's nasty. Oh my God. It's a guillotine against the cage. Dustin has to create separation. Dustin's looking for side control, and it looks like he got it. It's still tight. It's still tight, but it looks like Dustin's going to pop his head out. What a nasty guillotine. And he's still going for it. He knows he's got to get it. And the head pops out. And now, I mean, look, everyone says Conor his jiu-jitsu is the weakest part of his game, and it is the weakest part of his game because of his right hand. But I got to tell you, his jiu-jitsu, just because it's the weakest part of his game doesn't mean he doesn't have any. That was a slick submission. And Dustin Poirier just weathered the storm. Ooh, elbow. Nasty left elbow by Dustin Poirier. It's a grappling match. We got a back elbow. Conor on the ground, hitting him with back elbows, staying constantly active. He looks like he's trying to get that leg up. Right now it's full guard and it's high elbows, the same way he was elbowing Chad Mendes on the top of the head, which is perfectly legal. Conor right now is more active on his back than... Oh, elbows right back at him. Left elbow, right elbow. Top position. Conor's head's pressed against the cage. But Conor's eating the shots. Conor's got a chin. Conor, his activity on his back, very, very impressive, guys. Chris Brewster, thanks for watching. Wow, nice hammer fist, nice up kick by Conor. Dustin stays on top of him, got about a minute left. A minute, 9, 8, 7. Dustin hits it with a bunch of elbows. See how Conor looks. Kind of assesses the damage because he doesn't want to... Oh, look at these high kicks. Nasty right hand. Referee, Herb Dean on top of the action. That's a nice up kick by Conor. But nasty elbows. And he's left-handed. They're coming in, man. Conor's he's just dropping bombs on Conor, but he taking his time because you don't want to gas yourself. Sometimes if you go for a finish, you might lose a decision, and even against Conor. He's going for the guillotine again, then pops his head back out. Conor's got a nice push off with both legs though. It keeps every time he pushes him up, but Poirier. Wow, they're back on their feet. Oh my God, that's it. I think that's it. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, ground and pound. I think that's it. Saved by the bell. Oh my God, Conor broke his ankle. That's it. That's disgusting. Oh God, oh shoot. Ugh. Oh God, no. Woo. That is the end of the fight. Good Lord. Whoa. Gary, Solar. There was a separation with 10 seconds left. Conor sprung to his feet, landed the wrong way, and literally broke his ankle. The fight, he survived the end of the fight. Herb Dean physically saw his ankle on his crazy angle, and he put a stop to the fight. Dustin Poirier wins by technical knockout or doctor stoppage or whatever the hell that's called. But sorry, Gary, my bad. Gary Solar, that's for you. Match started on their feet. He wound up in the middle of the cage. Dustin went for a takedown. Conor went for a guillotine. And in the beginning, the guillotine looked nasty, but Dustin actually managed to get some kind of side control, almost on the top of his head, like standing on top of his head against the cage. Used the cage, popped his head out. Conor hit him with some elbows from the bottom. Dustin rained some elbows from the top. Oh God! Sorry, they're showing a replay of what happened to the ankle. And with about 13 seconds left, they both wound up on their feet, and Conor lunges and on his back foot, tries to plant on his back foot, and his ankle just turns. Man. Girl. This has to end the trilogy. And I know there's some huge Conor supporters out there that are going to be like, oh, if he didn't mess up his ankle, he would have came back and won this fight. But very much like Anderson Silva, there was nowhere in this fight that Conor was winning. Conor right now is yelling, tell Dustin it's a doctor stoppage. It's a doctor stoppage. Honestly, if you want sympathy, it's in the dictionary between shit and syphilis, man. It's real cool. He's talking about Dustin's wife and Dustin's wife on his penis and these weird cryptic social media tweets. And I know you're trying to sell a fight, but you can't be mad at somebody for taking these things personally. There's some things that should be off limits. You shouldn't be talking about people's wives. You know what I mean? With Khabib, it was his religion or whatever in his family, and nobody cared about Khabib. But Dustin, just like Khabib, kind of kept his mouth shut. And sometimes at the end of the fight, there's a little bit of anger, like this kind of a F you thing going. And I know you talk all this nonsense to promote a fight, but you can't play the victim when it comes back at you. You talk all this junk to make the fight and sell tickets. So because people who support you want to see you win, and people that think you're obnoxious want to see you get knocked out. But if you do that, you have to. It works both ways. You have to accept. You can't play the victim. You have to accept what comes with it if you lose. Because everybody's like, oh, it's not talking trash because you could back it up. But he did not back it up. He lost this entire fight. He lost his fight on the feet. He lost his fight on the ground. And when he tried to get up, he planted off that foot to try to get a right, and it was just an eerie ankle twist. This is just a crazy fight, dude. So I guess this goes by doctor stoppage, 5 minutes into the first round. Let's see how we're gonna hear how Bruce Buffer calls this. Herb Dean calls a stoppage based on a doctor stoppage. Winner by TKO, Dustin the Diamond Poirier. Yep. I mean, it's an obvious doctor stoppage. It wasn't. Wow. Dustin just said, shut your bitch ass up. This is a magnificent match. Sorry, stay with me, guys. Joe Rogan's asking in the last seconds of the fight, there's a freak accident and he misses a punch and breaks his own ankle. He fractured it. Dustin said he fractured it on one of the check. He checked a kick, and then eventually the fracture led to a break. Let's hear.
It makes more sense that it broke where it broke in that regard. Yeah, it was probably cracked, and then just on the twist of the punch, finished, This is a very strange fight, in that the first fight there was all this animosity, the second fight Conor was very friendly to you, but then leading up to this third fight,
yeah, leading up to this third fight, there was a lot of bad things said. Stephen Wilbright, thanks for chilling with me, man. It's just a bizarre fight. I mean, look, we're all fans, and we want to see how Conor would have done the second round. I don't like Conor's antics, but I really, really, really love watching him fight in the cage. I really like how he lives in the matrix. I love his slips, and I like that he's smooth. But it's one of those things where I really, really wish that his ankle didn't break. Maybe he comes back second round. I really see Dustin winning the next round and the round after that. But when you have one punch knockout like Conor McGregor, it doesn't matter what I think. When you have one punch knockout like that guy, he can catch you and sleep you, or catch you and then maybe catch you again. You really want to see there. Yeah. Wow. You should said anybody that supported him, you could kiss my whole asshole.
This guy's said the wrong shit, and I've been busting my ass, and then sometimes those things happen, and I beat the guy. Well, you're a good man. Congratulations, sir. Enjoy your victory. Everybody, go to thegoodfightgroup.com. We're raising money to meet Justin Wren, Manny Pacquiao. We're raising money to build housing in Uganda for the PPP.
Nice. Yeah, he raising money for people fighting in Uganda. Justin Wren is a mixed martial artist, former wrestler, is doing a lot of work in Uganda and getting water, like clean, fresh water for people that live in the Congo. So guys like him and a lot of fighters are out there fighting for some of these people who desperately need help on a basic level. And there goes Dustin Poirier's wife. Oh my gosh, she's fine as hell. And his wife is smiling because Conor said a lot of bad stuff and sexually referenced stuff about like his wife being on his like hairy balls and all that stuff. And I don't know. I think I wouldn't even. It's crazy because I have friends I know my whole life, and we say a lot of stuff that we won't say on camera, but you don't. I don't know. You just don't do that. You don't mess with people's lives. Let's see. Here's the interview with Conor sitting next to. Yeah. Oh Lord. Come on. He's like, it's not over. I was gonna beat you. We'll take it outside. There was no check. Yeah, he's still talking about his wife. His wife is on his whatever. He'll ejaculate on her. It's just stupid. It's very classless. Sorry, this dude's supposed to be classy in victory or defeat. Conor wants to get on his feet and right now. I didn't like that post-fight interview. He's still insulting his wife, even after the loss. And Dustin, honestly, Dustin shouldn't even say anything. Dustin really should just look at him and let him say all that stuff and just smile and walk away. Because, look, all of my friends know I'm a volleyball guy, and everyone that plays the sport, sometimes when you visit hostile territory and people are booing you and they want you to lose, they want their guy to win, and people in the crowd are insulting you, maybe your opponent insults you, you kind of tell yourself like, look, all of that gets forgiven. I'll forgive all that stuff if I just win. Because I could just win, and they could keep yelling, they could even throw stuff, but I could leave with a big smile on my face and they could kiss my ass, you know, and I was hoping Dustin didn't say anything back. He kind of said something a little bit back and people stepped between him, but really he should have just smiled and just pretended he didn't even hear him. So, anyway, people, that's fight. Yo, thank you for joining me, guys. This is cool, man. Maybe I'll put this on Sports Debate Tuesday. Me and Rob, check us out, Sports Debate Tuesday on NY Varsity Sports, iTunes, Spotify. It's going to be here on Facebook and NY Varsity Sports. I also have a YouTube handle. All right, so we're definitely going to talk about this fight. And Rob McLean's a big martial mixed MMA aficionado. I'm an MMA purist, so yeah, sorry. And Michael Huffman says it's fucked up they haven't taken him out of the ring. He needs surgery as soon as possible. Michael, I couldn't agree with you more. He shouldn't even done the post-fight interview. I mean, Joe Rogan doesn't even like doing post-fight interviews with the losers. He's sitting there literally sitting on the floor next to Conor McGregor, and here they are, they're wheeling him out. Let's check it out. Look at him, he knows he's still got his fans, and look, this is not the end of Conor McGregor. I mean, look, it's just the end of him having a title shot, right? I mean, does Conor McGregor need to make money, have a title shot to make money? No, he doesn't. Conor McGregor can fight actor Jeremy Piven if he calls him out. Conor McGregor will sell out 1 million pay-per-views and fight an actor. So there's a part of me, as much as I love Conor, or as much as I respect Conor, I don't really want him having the title because he has won 4 titles from 2 different companies and has not defended any of those titles one time. So what happens when he wins a title, all of a sudden there's an interim title, and then there's another interim title, and the same people who want Conor to have a title in that same breath are the same ones that hate interim titles. So you don't like Nick Diaz, like so many really good fighters, just exciting and galvanizing fighters. The fight doesn't need to be for the title, for it to have hype. In fact, the highest sold pay-per-view, I think, is him and Nate 1 and him and Nate 2, maybe. You guys check that for me, but it's definitely top 5. And both of those fights were main events, and neither of those fights were for the title. In fact, Holly Holm fought Miesha Tate on a co-main event before them, and usually the main events for the title. So he's going to make his money. He's going to do his thing. And honestly, Conor should not get a third shot at him. He doesn't get to run it back every time he loses. That's not how it works. Because if Dustin got hurt and he wanted to run it back, would they give Dustin a rematch? Hell no. So, you know, Max Kellerman right now is on the mic with, God, I forgot our guy who used to be one of Tyson's coaches. He's really good. You got 2 boxing guys talking about MMA, and I love Max Kellerman. I respect Max Kellerman, and I love he's the boxing aficionado. But you do not need to have Max Kellerman and our guy that does color. God, I'm gonna show you the picture. You guys type me his name. What's that guy's name? Y'all tell me what that guy's name is. But listen, he knows about combat sports. He knows about fighting. But this is mixed martial arts. Okay, we got 2 boxers right now on the post-fight show. 2 boxers. Not Dominic Cruz, not Daniel Cormier. Hell, not even Ariel Helwani. Ariel Helwani, who's like one of the biggest MMA guys. Not Luke Thomas. He's on Showtime. You don't even have to have a fighter. I want some Brett Okamoto. I want someone that can talk about mixed martial arts. I know Max Kellerman has star power. I know Teddy Atlas, that's his name. Teddy Atlas. Oh, no, it's Teddy Atlas, Steve Wilbur. That's not Freddie Roach. That's Teddy Atlas. But I don't I want MMA guys, and ESPN has MMA guys. They have guys that don't fight that know the game, like Breck Akamoto. They had Ariel Helwani. They have Gilbert Melendez. They have Chael Sonnen. They have people on this post-fight show that can talk about this fight. I mean, I love you, Max. I love you, Teddy Atlas, but I don't really want to talk about these guys talk about striking just and this and that. They're not taking into account. They're not taking into account kickboxing. They're not taking into account that fighters are changing levels to go for a takedown, and that some people drop their hand because they're trying to avoid takedowns or avoid body kicks. Not something you see in boxing to avoid. They're not leading with the lead leg. They're pulling that leg back and switching stances to avoid calf kicks. This is something that you're not going to hear boxers like Teddy Atlas or boxing aficionados like Teddy Atlas and Max Kellerman talk about. So love y'all guys. Y'all shouldn't be on the show. But me, we should be on the show, and I thank y'all for having me. We're going to talk more about this Tuesday, okay? Check it out. I'll make sure I promote it. Love y'all to death.